What's up everyone? Welcome to Pokemon Hideout. My name is Jesse and I'm so glad you're here today. If you're new, welcome, and if you watched my last video, welcome back. So today I want to talk about one of my personal favorite products, Pokemon Tins. Now if you don't know what tins are, very simply, tins come with a number of booster packs. Sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 10 mini packs, a promo code, and then you get a cool looking tin as well. So tins are neat because they offer something for collectors. They're a great display piece. Even if you want to open up the booster packs, put the tin back together, they look great on a shelf. If you want to keep it sealed, it's great for sealed collectors. And sometimes the promo card in the tins are really playable for the competitive TCG. So if you're a Pokemon card player, sometimes that works really well in your favor too. So what I want to talk about tins today is a couple things. First of all, I want to talk about how to tell if your tin is legit and has not been resealed. I also want to talk about what you can expect inside of your tin in terms of value and what kind of packs to expect. And then I want to talk about the different kind of ways you can either invest or collect tins. So let's just jump right in. So the first thing I was talking about is your tin legitimate? Has it been resealed? Now, this can get tricky because unlike booster boxes, tins don't have the little Pokeballs on the wrapper. So as you can see, it's a clear wrap with no Pokemon logo on it. So in theory, someone could reseal it and it might be hard to tell the difference. So what I do want to do is talk about a couple things that Pokemon does that I think it would be hard for other people to replicate. The first thing they do is they put a black sticker on top. Now this is something that was done in more recent sets. I believe it started in black and white, and then X and Y, Sun and Moon. So if you have an older tin from XY, Diamond and Pearl, I'm not sure that they have, I don't think they have the black sticker. But if you have one of the newer modern tins, that's definitely something to look out for. The other thing is the way they seal their tins. So if you can see this tin, on one side, you see the seal, the top, or the bottom, and then the top, and then this side, there's no seal right here. So that's the general style of how Pokemon does it. If you get a tin with none of these seals and it's just a wrap, that's kind of a red flag. If it's maybe not sealed, or yeah, maybe not sealed here, but the rest of them are sealed, again, that's a red flag. And then also the thing you want to look for is look at how tight the seal is. You know, it's not loose. There's not a lot of like wiggle room right here. If you get a tin that the wrapping is really loose and you know you can kind of move it around inside, or it looks real crumpled up, you know, again, that's a sign. Like with the way people seal booster boxes, a lot of times if the booster boxes have been resealed, the wrapper's kind of loose because the person had to put it back together. So those are a few things to look for, just to, if you want to verify that your tin is made by the Pokemon Company and hasn't been resealed. So the second thing I want to talk about is how do you know what packs are inside your tin? And this is interesting because I've watched a lot of Pokemon YouTubers that open tins, and this particularly from, you know, a few years ago. I think nowadays people are a little bit better at spotting this, but they're very surprised at what packs are inside. And for good reason. You know, a lot of times maybe they opened a like tin and pulled different packs. Maybe they saw somebody else open a tin and pull different packs. So how can you tell what packs are going to be inside of your tin? Well, the first thing I would say to look at is find the year and the brand of your tin. So, for example, if you have a black and white tin, it might be a good idea to do some research on the internet. Go to Bulbapedia or another resource and look out how many versions of the tin Pokemon printed. Because sometimes Pokemon doesn't just print one version of the tin, sometimes they do a reissue version. And so in the reissue version, there will be different packs. So if you buy a tin, like this Deoxys EX tin, which had a couple different versions, you can know that it's possible that you might get different packs from one tin to the next. Now, if it's the kind of tin where there's only one version of that tin released, then you should be able to know exactly what packs are inside. I think a lot of the really old EX tins, there was only one version. I don't believe those were reprinted. I could be wrong. But for those, I believe it's a lot easier to tell what pack specifically you're getting versus, I know these black and white tins these things can be a crapshoot. Because I think these were printed like 3 or 4 different versions. And then you have to deal with people potentially repacking the tins. So how do you know what's inside? Well, like I said, if it's an old EX tin, if there's only one version of the tin, you know. Just look up a YouTube video, look at what packs the opener opens, and you'll know that's what's inside your tin. If it's a version of the tin where there's several different tins printed, several different types of tins printed, there's a couple things to look for. One is, if you look on the back here, look at the barcode. Sometimes the tins have different barcodes. I know with the Deoxys tin specifically they did. There was another one, I can't remember the barcode, but it wasn't 108600 like this one. I think it ended in like 22 or something. So that's a dead giveaway. If you have 2 different tins and they have different barcodes, they're gonna have different packs. Another thing you can look at is the year. So right here it says 2016, and I know this has been an issue, I think, with some of the XY tins, where people, I think there was a version of like the Charizard, the Blastoise, the Venusaur tin, where some of them came with like Furious Fist packs, X and Y base, Flash Fire, I believe. And then there was a later print of the tin that came with like Roaring Skies, Breakthrough, like the newer sets. So with those, you definitely want to look at the year, because the older packs in those tins had the year 2014, while the newer version had 2016. So that's another thing to look for. At the end of the day, when it comes to like the Deoxys tins, the Thundurus tins are the same way. Even if you have the 108600 barcode, even if you've looked at YouTubers online, the packs can vary. I've seen these opened up where they come with Plasma Storm, Plasma Freeze, and 2 Plasma Blast. I've also seen them open up where they come with 3 Legendary Treasures and a Plasma Blast. So, unfortunately for some version of the tins, there's just no real way to know for sure what packs. However, for a lot of them, you can tell, or you can at least get very like specific clues. So look to see how many versions of the tins were printed or reissued, and then look at the dates. Look at people on YouTube or other people that have opened these tins to see what they have pulled inside, and that should give you like a pretty good guess as to what's inside, and kind of limit your possibilities as much as possible. So I hope that was helpful. And the last thing I want to talk about is the different ways you can collect the tins or invest in tins if you like. I think tins are really cool for a couple reasons. First of all, the packs are guaranteed unweighed, right? So unfortunately nowadays, if you buy single booster packs, you don't know if they've been weighed, you don't know if they've been searched, you don't know unless you have a trustworthy seller. So with the tins, if they're sealed by the Pokemon Company, you know you're getting a number of packs inside that are guaranteed you have a fair shot of any card in the set. I think they're also cool because you usually get a variety of packs. So unlike a booster box where you're getting all of one kind of pack, a lot of times in tins, you could get a variety of packs, which can be cool. Not so much if you're just hoping for 1 or 2 kind of packs, but you know, sometimes it's kind of neat to open up 3 or 4 different kinds of packs. Like I mentioned before, I also think tins look really cool as a decorative piece, sitting on a shelf. Even if you open it up, take the packs out, you know, a lot of times if you have a set of tins or even just one tin, you know, they're a pretty cool display piece. And then I think they're also really helpful for people that play the competitive game. So if there's a really expensive card in a set that's hard to pull, sometimes Pokemon will print a tin or a collection box, and the promo card will be that really playable card that you might have to open up a whole bunch of booster packs or booster boxes to pull it. This way you can just buy a tin, you get that card guaranteed for a reasonable price. Usually they're like 20 bucks, $25, and then, you know, you get a couple packs as a bonus on top of that. So really lots of cool options. And then I think they're neat because as tins start to age, so as you get them to the more expensive ones, like the EX, the Heart Gold, Soul Silver, even the Black and White, and even some of the XY, like I know the Greninja, Delphox, Chestnut tins are getting pretty pricey nowadays. It's a way of getting to invest in some older sealed product without having to spend a fortune on a booster box. So, you know, you can get an EX tin or a Diamond and a Pearl tin for in the hundreds of dollars, versus if you wanted to buy a sealed booster box, you're definitely paying in the thousands. Same thing with some Black and White. You know, you can get a Black and White tin for under $100, versus if you want to buy Black and White booster packs, or I'm sorry, booster box, you're looking at paying at least $1,000, if not more, depending on which type. So it offers a lot for collectors that, you know, want to get a part of the investment without putting down a whole bunch of money. It also is neat if you want to open up some older booster packs. You want them to be unweighed. So if you want to open up, again, packs from like the EX era or the Diamond and Pearl era, but you don't trust buying individual ones, you buy a tin. Again, you're not spending thousands on a booster box, you're spending hundreds, and you know those packs are unweighed. So you get that cool experience of opening older, more vintage packs and knowing you have a fair shot at pulling some of the good cards. So overall, I think tins are a really cool thing for the Pokemon hobby. So that's really what I had for today's video. I hope it was helpful, or at least interesting or entertaining. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will see you next time.